So these are going to be my footings for my post for the basement. So these are going to run on the ground, and then my posts are going to stand in these. So instead of setting my post in the ground, I'm going to make a box. I'm going to overlap the corners and mortise out a hole in the corners, and on my posts I'm going to have tenons that go in those mortises. So the corners of these foundational pieces are going to be overlapped and then pinned together by the post. That's the game plan anyway. So that way they'll be locked in together. And plus this will be a good footprint for the post to be on. So they are 8x8 posts, which is pretty decent footprint on them. But sitting on these are 4x8s. These will disperse a little more down weight or down pressure. So that's what I'm working on now. I got the cellar dug. The root cellar's dug out. I cleaned the walls up as best I could with some string to get an idea of to see if it'll make sure it'll be big enough to accommodate my framing for this. So anyhow, I'll show how I get it put together as we go along. Some of this will be kind of mundane, same old sawing, chiseling stuff until we start to piece it together. So right now I'm going to work on squaring these ends off and then cutting them to size. So we got the I got the floor seals done for the cross members, for the ones that run the width of the root cellar. So what I'm working on now is I have two that run the length. I'll kind of show you what we're looking at. So basically this is the footprint, the floor of the root cellar. We'll have two long vertical, not vertical, but floor seals that run long ways, lengthways with the root cellar. And then we'll have three that run widthways, and these will be on the floor, on the ground. They're going to pocket into each other, and then they're going to have mortises on each section. Each place where they cross, where they pocket, they'll have a post. So the post will have a tenon on the bottom. They'll go through the mortise, and then they'll lock these in place, and also that'll help keep the post from shifting one way or another. So that's the footprint of the seal structure in the root cellar, and that's what we're going to start working on now. So like I said, I have the three smaller ones done. Those are 8 foot 8 inches, and these will be 12 foot 4 inches. So I'm going to run these, cut the mortises out, or the pockets out, for the overlapping other seals that will overlap and pocket in with these. So we'll get started on this. And yes, these things are heavy. Hey y'all, so if you notice, I've had a failure with my wood mallet. This is the second wood mallet that I've made. So this one here, well, let me back up. The first one I made, man, lasted, it's gone through a lot of chisel strikes. It was made out of oak crotch, so right where the two limbs, or a limb, comes into the trunk, and it was just a pretty gnarly piece of oak, all not straight grain like this one. So after a while it started to deform, and I could see where it was cracking in some spots. And like I said, I've used that first hammer a lot. And so I said, well, before I just destroy it, let me make another one to use, and I'll retire that one. So I made this one. This one is out of oak, but it's straight grain oak. And I figured it would last a pretty good while. Not so much. So I was hitting the other day, and yesterday actually, and the top quarter of it broke off. I can still get some use out of it, but I'm gonna have to make another one. I think I might try to make one out of sweet gum, because I've been trying to split sweet gum for firewood, and I'm gonna tell you, that is a gnarly piece of wood. One thing I've noticed about gum, it doesn't have straight, most of it doesn't have straight vertical grains like this. They're very, they kind of weave in, which I think makes it very difficult to split it, because there's no straight grain for it to split. It's all kind of almost just like spaghetti, the grains inside of it. So I'm going to cut me a piece of from a round that I have cut for firewood, and I think I'm going to make my next one out of gum and see how that holds up. I think it would do pretty good. But anyhow, that's the story with my hammer. So this one will go into the hammer archives, because I'm saving them. I mean, I've made these. I'm not going to throw them away. I'm gonna set them, probably hang them on the wall one day, the hammers I've gone through. So anyhow,